All right. What's happening, everybody? What's going on? My name is Pete. You guys are watching the PTD Vlogs, day number 188. We are talking about the new Deadpool movie. There are spoilers in this video, so please keep that in mind. For those of you guys who were just watching my Paid to Drive live stream, I sincerely apologize about abruptly ending the stream. My stream froze. I closed the app. I went to reopen it. Normally, as soon as you reopen the app, there's an option for you to resume. That option was not there, so therefore I could not continue the live stream, and I had to go onto my computer and force closing it. So it's unfortunate, but that's what happened. Is it worth going to see? Absolutely. And I think you could even get away with seeing it. I am back. I think you could even get away with seeing it without actually having to see the first one, but it helps. What's up, Eddie? I hope everything went okay for you today. That's what happens, PDX David. That's what happens. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to discuss the ending real quick. There are spoilers, so if you do not want spoilers, I highly recommend you stop watching now. So there are spoilers. So yeah, that's basically it. So I'm going to go over the ending and the post-credit scenes. You're going to use the help of cnet.com. I did see the movie, but I just wanted to be able to make sure I gave a crisp and clear, understanding of everything. So basically, Deadpool sacrifices himself in the ending scene to save Russell. What's up, Lexi? To save Russell from being shot by Cable, just to prove his loyalty, and he wears this this necklace thing around his neck that came from when he was in the prison, which basically disables all superpowers of mutants. And from this point forward, what ends up going on is that he ends up dying, and he sees his dead girlfriend, Vanessa. What ends up happening, because she gets killed in the movie, I told you there's spoilers. So she gets killed in the movie, and then they end up being together after he dies. And then she's happy to see him again, I guess, in the afterlife. And she ends up telling him, listen, your friends need you, the world needs you still. It's not your time yet, but there will be a time for us. So I thought that was cool. All right, so basically he gets revived back into the real world. The movie ends, everyone's happy again, until the next time. So then the credits roll. Of course, it's an awesome credit roll, which is great. So that's good. With all the cartoons written in, drawn in crayon. That's what I'm looking for. Cartoons in crayon. So Negasonic does some tinkering is the first scene right here in the credits. Definitely raise them out. Yeah. Negasonic does some tinkering. That's this girl right there. Her. What happens is after the credits scene, we see Brianna, Hildebrand's Negasonic teenage Warhead, working on Cable's time-traveling device, making it useful again. Its charges were used up during the movie. While Shioli, Kutsuna's Yukio looks on, Negasonic then gives it to Deadpool after he departs the scene. Both Negasonic and Yukio say that maybe it wasn't such a good idea to do that. So what does it mean? Deadpool is about to use the device to make some fixes in the timeline. Deadpool improves his accuracy. So what happens is the next scene is Deadpool going back to the moment Morena, Baccarin's Vanessa was killed in the scene. A hired killer shows up at the couple's door. Deadpool tries to kill him by throwing a cream cheese spreader at him, but misses, and the killer ends up shooting and killing Vanessa. However, when Deadpool goes back in time, instead of missing the killer, he hits him right between the eyes, killing him before he even gets a shot off. What this means, the decision apparently saves Vanessa's life. The writers of Deadpool 2, Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick, confirmed this during an AMA on Reddit Friday when asked if the post-credit scene was canon. Peter's second chance. What happens earlier in the film, Peter, no, not Peter Rasputin, aka Colossus, but the non-powered normal guy member of X-Force we saw join the team earlier in the film, gets killed along with post-members of X-Force. However, Wade uses his timey-wimey device to stop Peter from making a fatal mistake, saving his life. What this means, Peter lives, at least in this timeline. It can also be assumed that off-screen, at least, Deadpool possibly saved other members of X-Force. Well, hopefully the Vanisher at least. Deadpool kills Deadpool. What happens is that Deadpool shows up at the end of the X-Men Origins Wolverine movie, proving that not only can the device travel to different times, but also alternate universes, as this movie is on a different timeline than the Deadpool movies anyway. This is the scene near the end of the movie where Wolverine is reintroduced to a Deadpool that looks very different from his comic book counterpart. Before the scene can play out as it did in Origins, however, our version of Deadpool callously and casually shoots the original Deadpool from the 2009 movie, apparently killing him. He then shoots him a few more times for good measure, saying, "Just cleaning up the timeline." What it means is the X-Men Origins Wolverine version of Deadpool is considered a blasphemous depiction of the character that's nothing like Deadpool from the comics or the Deadpool movies. He had weird Baraka-esque blade arms and couldn't speak because his mouth was sewn shut. It was dumb looking, and an obvious misrepresentation of the character. And I'm obviously not the only one who thinks so based on his treatment in this scene. You're welcome, Canada. What happens? The final after the credits scene might be the best one, or at least the most meta. We cut to a scene of Ryan Reynolds looking at the script for yeah, no, it's okay, Eddie. Finally hit the big league, kid. Oh, that's right. We cut to a scene of Ryan Reynolds looking at the script for Green Lantern and optimistically musing, "Finally hit the big league, kid." Before he has a chance to bask in the glory of the script, Deadpool shows up and shoots him in the head. Deadpool then remarks, "You're welcome, Canada," before exiting stage right. What this means, this is a reference to the Green Lantern movie that came out in 2011. It was Reynolds' last superhero movie before the first Deadpool. To say Green Lantern is largely considered a disappointment both financially and critically is an understatement. In a time when comic book movies had reached the heights of The Dark Knight and Iron Man, Green Lantern felt like a 90s comic book movie throwback in the worst way possible. The final Deadpool 2 scene was the movie's way of acknowledging Green Lantern as a bad choice at the time and moving on. It seemed to offer a bit of catharsis for Reynolds as well, and it's hilarious. So, there you have it. I know that was very wordy, but my version of it would have not been as descriptive. So basically, if I had to give a recommendation and a review, it was incredibly funny. It followed suit to the first movie. My personal opinion, I was not a huge fan of Russell. I just felt that the character was a little bit annoying. But that's my whole take on it. I just feel like it's like, what did he really bring to the table that was so fantastic? That's just my own personal thing. But other than him, I really thought the movie was great. It was very funny throughout. And the cool thing is, you don't necessarily have to see the original movie. My girlfriend had seen the original movie with me 2 years ago, but her friend came with us who never saw the first movie, and she had a great time watching it as well. She said it was really funny. At the end of the movie, she goes, "I didn't even see the first one." I was like, "You didn't even see the first one?" She goes, "No, but I really like this." So it just goes to show that anyone can see this movie just because Ryan Reynolds puts on such an incredible performance. So whatever the case is, I highly recommend it. I apologize to anybody here who didn't see the movie and didn't hear my warnings in the beginning that there are multiple spoilers here, but I guess, you know, it is what it is. It's the internet, so I apologize about that, but I did state it in the beginning. So my recommendation is go check it out. I think it's worth it. It's worth a few laughs, and it's definitely worth the money in my opinion. So that's that. That's really all I had to say for right now. I know, Kyle, right? I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you could kindly hit that thumbs up button down below, I'd really appreciate it. That would be awesome. So thank you to everybody who's watching, commenting, subscribing, all that good stuff. Definitely feel free to reach out to me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. All that stuff will be in the description down below. And that's really all I got to say, folks. Thanks so much for everything. I greatly appreciate it. I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 189 right here on the PTD Vlogs. Get that money, get that honey, keep hustling, keep bustling, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out. Hit that like, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace. I just keep repeating myself.